Hey everyone, it's Wobbler, and here I am with another little critter card with, yes, a wobbler again. You don't know how obsessed I am with them. I absolutely love them. Anyhow, this time I used a digital stamp from Art Creatiu. It is called Correo Bonito, which means beautiful mail. And it has these cute little cats, which, by the way, not a fan of cats, but I absolutely thought these were cute. I'm a dog person, sorry. So anyhow, I went ahead and printed everything and stamped them. I also printed the sentiments and, of course, the little wobbler. Yes, I know I'm obsessed with them, but I do buy them by the pack of 100, so trust me, super obsessed. So anyhow, I'm just gonna go ahead and figure out what I'm doing here. I decided to do a slimline card, and those are 3.5 by 8.5. And the card front base parts, I decided to make the cream one is in 3.25 by 8.25, and then of course I'm using my ATG. I love using my ATG gun. It makes it so much easier. And I'm making the blue section 3 by 8, so that way the card has 3 different frames with only 2 layers. The white frame, the cream frame, and then of course the blue frame. Now the reason I did it this way is because I tend to sometimes, I wanted to do like a quick card, something simple, because sometimes it's a lot. And I tend to do a lot of things like layers and backgrounds and embellishments and ephemeras and clouds and everything. And sometimes 95% of that just gets covered up, because I tend to make also way too many embellishments. And this time I printed almost all of, I think I printed all but one of the images from this digital stamp set, and they have several cute stamp sets. But here I am just making sure I have everything where I want it to go. I tend to sometimes forget where I wanted something, or I forget I'm missing something, so I like to layer it just on the card while I glue everything down. Now, for the wobbler, not only did I want a wobbler to have action on it, I wanted a little bit more height, because I'm going to have several pieces on this card. I'm afraid that if I make them dimensional, they also might catch on the little truck. So here I am just layering pieces of mounting foam, and then taking the backing from the actual wobbler so I can add it to the back. And these wobblers are all from Hero Arts. But here I am, I'm just making sure that everything is working and everything is holding its place. I also tend to always stretch out the little plastic coil just to make sure that the bounce is there, because sometimes it's still inset in that little hole that it's at. Here I am just adding some mounting foam, because you guys know I'm obsessed with it. I use the 3M mounting foam, but I've also recently started using that big roll of white mounting foam from Michaels, and they have it's a lot thicker than the 3M, but the adhesive is wild and it sticks to everything. It'll gunk up your scissors, so make sure you take them and clean them. But anyhow, to add depth and layers to the card, I glued the red mailbox down and a little bit further up on the card. That way it gives it more of like distance, because you won't see it at the bottom like if it was at the same level as the truck, to give it more distance and layers and everything like that. And it's always fun. Everything else is going to be dimensional, the little cats, and you know me, I always like to have something like hanging off the cards. I just feel like that gives it more character. If you're worried about what envelope you're going to put a slimline card in, I use legal letter envelopes, and because they're longer than just regular envelopes, and they fit perfectly. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a lot wider, so it gives you more space in case you have dimensions like I do. So now I'm just adding all the little letters. I printed this like 3 times or 4 times, and I colored them up in different manners with different colors, so they look like completely different pieces of mail. So I wanted them to look like they're flying out of the truck, because why not? That just makes it more fun. This one will be mounted up, again, just to give it more depth and layers, and just to give it a little bit more action. And they're all going to go in a different angle, so it looks like they're all just flying all over the place, like Harry Potter acceptance letters. Anyhow, I'm now with the sentiment. I'm using the entrega especial, which is Spanish for special delivery. In case y'all didn't know, I'm actually Mexican, and I love making cards in Spanish as well because that way I can give it to my family and other friends as well. But I should probably maybe make some videos in Spanish. I don't know. Let me know if you want to see that. Uh, then I could actually do some voiceovers in Spanish or something. But here I am just trimming it up. I had it already cut out, but I wanted it a little bit trimmer, and then I used those pink little what is it, pinking shear edge, old Teresa Collins scissors. I'm stuttering here. Scissors to cut the edges because it makes it look like washi tape. I absolutely love that. I haven't seen these in a while, so I wish somebody would like make them or like remake them, because I absolutely love, because I can't use regular pinking shears because then the little triangles would be so big, and they would get like two and a half or whatever per little strip. Anyhow, I had the extra sentiment which says correo bonito, which means beautiful mail, and one of the little letter bundles. So I went ahead and glued that on the inside because that way there's no waste of me coloring and cutting out those little things. You can always add your embellishments on the inside. I used to do it on the top part, and then nobody would see them because it would only open the card like halfway. And so now I do it at the bottom part where you would like sign the little note or card or whatever. But I feel like it's a cute little surprise, and you already colored it. I expected to use it on the front, but this way it'll be on the back and it's not so much clutter. But anyhow, I'm going to leave the link to Art Creatiu in the description, and probably the one for the wobblers as well in case anybody is interested. Those are from the Zon. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what else you want to see, and if you're tired of my little wobbler cards. Thanks, everybody.